Hello, I am Nathan, and this is my top 10 favorite movies from least to best. Spoiler warning for all of these films. Number 10, Jurassic Park. Based on Michael Crichton's novel of the same name, Jurassic Park tells the story of a rich old man who has brung dinosaurs back from the grave. In this success, he creates a theme park where the dinosaurs break out and attack the tourists. Jurassic Park is a film that I love, basically, because it's just simply a solid film. In my opinion, Jurassic Park is a perfect story. Not a perfect film, though. There are several filming mistakes, like the dinosaurs' names being misspelt, and this little egg handler crane thing that appears and disappears in every other shot. In fact, I owe credit to the first trailer to Jurassic World for giving me the inspiration to start a series of films in 2015 called If Dinosaurs Ruled Earth. The only reason why it's not higher on my list is I did not grow up with this film, or any of its sequels for that matter. Number 9. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The sixth and last live-action film that was made before Disney bought Star Wars is about the fall of Anakin Skywalker and the rise of the Galactic Empire. I didn't own a copy of this film until I was about 15 years old. I had owned the original trilogy and Attack of the Clones before that. Revenge of the Sith and The Phantom Menace were the only ones that I didn't have any way of watching those movies. And because of that, I almost never saw them. So I was very fascinated in those films because of that. But Revenge of the Sith was more interesting to me just because of how more darker it was, on how it was like the only story that I knew that the heroes lost in such a big way. And that just interested me. Like, it showed that, yes, the bad guys will win every now and then. Like, the heroes aren't always gonna save the day. Number 8, The Maze Runner. Based on the novel by James Dashner, The Maze Runner is about a group of teenagers who've had their memories erased and have been placed in a maze with many challenges. In 7th grade, in English class, we had to read the Maze Runner book, and I just became so interested in the story and the characters that I read the book within a week, and then went on and read all the other books. The Fever Code hadn't come out yet. It came out like a few months after, so like I was waiting very intensely for that book, and I really liked it. But yeah, I finished the entire series before everyone else in the class was even halfway through the first book. So we got to watch the movie in class, and I really liked it a whole lot. I still say the books are better, but the movie was really good. Number 7, The Incredibles. The Incredibles is Pixar's 6th and first to primarily focus on the humans. In the film, supers have been made illegal, but Bob Parr, the main protagonist, wants to relive the glory days. In this attempt, him and his family of supers must face a new threat. When I was a kid, The Incredibles was the only superhero movie that I owned, and it was the only superhero stories that I knew all about, like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. I knew the names and their powers, and that was basically it. But The Incredibles was my big superhero thing when I was a kid. Number 6, God's Not Dead. When a professor at a college insists that his new students declare that God is dead, our main protagonist, Josh, is challenged to defend his faith. Nearly every character in this story is very complex and interesting. I love the concept of the film. a student having to prove that God is real to his atheist teacher. Also, the pastor and his friend are my favorite characters. They are hilarious, and I like that they gave the mentor character, the pastor, his own little character arc that you usually don't see much. And I really liked how the pastor got his own movie in the third film, his own story, which was cool. Number 5, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. The DreamWorks film that tells the story of a wild horse who was taken from his home. This horse, along with allies he makes along the way, travels across the American West to try to get back home. This film is my favorite DreamWorks movie of all time. This is one of those movies that I grew up with as a kid. I like how they didn't have the animal characters talk, and the human characters really only spoke when they needed to. Number 4, the Lego Movie. In the Lego Movie is about the construction worker minifigure Emmett, who finds the piece of resistance and learns how to become a master builder. Now, as a kid, Lego was some of my favorite toys that I owned. And when I found out that there would be a movie about Lego, that was the only thing I wanted to watch. And I didn't get to see it until it came out on DVD. So it was really hyped up for me. And it was really better than my expectation. The characters are great, the jokes are hilarious, and it looks amazing. It looks like actual Legos. And I was surprised to find out that it was almost completely CGI, except for a few like buildings in the far background. Those were real Legos, but almost everything was CGI except for the live action humans. Number 3, 10,000 BC. 10,000 BC is about a young man who sets off on a quest to save his beloved after an advanced people attacks his tribe. Now, I grew up with this film, and I loved it. I loved how it takes place in the far, far past, where you get to see humans interacting with prehistoric creatures, and it tells of the classic hero's journey, except the main character looks like Obi-Wan. And it's one of those shows where I felt for the characters. Number 2, Toy Story. Pixar's first film tells of the tale of a cowboy doll and a space ranger action figure who learns to work together and get back to their owner, Andy. Every time I sit down to watch this movie, I always watch all 3 of the films all at one sitting. I like the first one the most because it introduces us to all of these lovable characters and brought up the idea that toys are alive, because I've seen this movie at such a young age. I've always treated my toys as if they were actually alive, because you never know. Number 1, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yet another novel adapted to film shows up on this list, based on the book by C.S. Lewis. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the epic story of 4 children alongside the noble lion Aslan and their fight to take down the evil White Witch and free Narnia. The reason why The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is at the top of my list is because, like a lot of the other films on this list, it is a film that I grew up with. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe has everything that I could ask for a film. Complex characters, epic battles, fantastic mythical creatures, and it stands on its own, while being a part of a series for a long time. I did not know there was anything beyond this one movie. When I found out that there were 2 sequels, I was ecstatic. And then I discovered that there were 7 books that it was based on, and my mind was blown. That is my top 10 favorite movies. Please tell me whether or not you like these films, and tell me what your top 10 favorite movies are in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And with that, have a good day.